Tom Sater's here. He's got the forecast for yesterday's thunder, some of the loudest I can remember.
It was. And out of nowhere, it just seemed like the thunder would rumble. And some areas got some pretty good downpours, but not everyone picked up on the rain. But everyone will get the sunshine today. It's going to be an ideal day today. In fact, already some areas this morning were dropping into the mid-50s. Tomorrow morning should be a little bit cooler. Rainfall yesterday mainly to the east of the metro area, making its way well offshore. And if you notice on the right of your screen there, those are the outer edges, the outer cloud bands of Hurricane Erin coming pretty close to the U.S. mainland, but will not affect us. The only effect really it does have is some large sea swells along the beaches and some dangerous rip currents. But we're looking at a delightful day. Currently 64 degrees. It's 59 at Dulles and many of the suburbs into the 50s. Northwest wind at 12. Will start to diminish somewhat today. But look for a sunny, dry day today, just absolutely pleasant, a high of 80. And it gets even cooler. Wait till you see the 5-day forecast. I love to say that. I mean, when it's looking good, of course.
We love to hear that.
Well, right now we're going to love to hear from Amanda Bergen. She's flying high in Skyfox. Amanda, how's it look out there?
Tom says we're in for a number of comfortable days, and he loves telling this forecast. Hey,
oh, yeah. 5-day forecast is beautiful. 64 degrees if you live in one of the suburbs, west or northwest. The youngins may need a light jacket tomorrow morning because it's going to get even cooler. Mid-50s out there in some areas already this morning. A north wind at 80% humidity. That was up to near 90, really dropping. Look at this. Across the country, there is not much to speak of as far as any rainfall. One exception, that's southern Florida. They've been just saturated with heavy rains the last several days, and they'll have it again later on today. We are clear. Still some rain down in areas of North Carolina around the Outer Banks. We do have Hurricane Erin. It's just offshore, but it's not going to affect us, just in the form maybe some high choppy seas. But yesterday's rainfall, areas of green show about an inch, so really it was east and south of the metro area, picking up just over 1/10 of an inch at Reagan National. Cold front triggering that rain, now well offshore. Here comes high pressure. And we have even cooler air to look forward to come this weekend with another cold front. Now, one chance of rain this week, and that'll be Thursday night. But today's high, only 80 with sunshine. Tomorrow, even cooler, 78. This is with low humidity. Then another cold front, maybe triggering that thunder shower late Thursday night. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it gets cooler. Low 70s and mid to low 50s. That's downtown. That means maybe some upper 40s in the suburbs. That will be a little bit cooler. All right, let's get the latest now from Skyfox. Here's Amanda Bergen with the very latest. Amanda?
Well, equal with the speculation of Michael Jordan, speculation about the weather. And here to settle that is Tom Sater.
All right, thank you, Michael. Across the country, if you are traveling, not much in the way of troubles and woes. Just a little bit of morning fog in L.A., just like yesterday morning. That's it, really, with the exception of some thunderstorm activity down around Miami. So southern Florida's been inundated with heavy rainfall. The ground is totally saturated. There will be some minor flash flooding, so that's the only problem spot. There's been some shower activity, of course, in our neck of the woods yesterday afternoon. It's now offshore. New York City had some heavy rainfall, but Chicago, beautiful weather, only in the 70s from the Twin Cities down into our neck of the woods. In fact, we'll top out maybe at 80. Here's the line of thunderstorms and showers that moved through the area. They were scattered. Not everyone picked up on the rain. And you can see on the edge of your screen here, this is the outer bands here of Hurricane Erin. Looks dangerously close to the U.S. mainland, but the only effect we're going to see along the U.S. coastline, just some choppy seas, high surf. In some cases, they're getting sea swells 4-6 feet above average, and some dangerous rip currents along some of the beaches for swimmers there. But it's going to be heading north, so no effect for us. The cold front that moved through the area is going to help to kind of deflect Erin, as you see it here, more toward Nova Scotia. So they'll be keeping an eye on that. But it has been kind of losing its punch. Now, here's another little disturbance. Tropical Depression number 7 was classified, then downgraded, declassified, and reclassified again. So we're going to watch this one. If it does become a tropical storm, its name will be Felix. All right? We'll keep an eye on that one for you. We're 11 degrees cooler than we were yesterday. Yesterday, we were hovering at 75 degrees, and now all morning long, we've been hovering at 64. It's 59 at BWI, 55 at Dulles. The lowest temperature I could find is Manassas at 54 degrees, and it's going to get even cooler tomorrow morning. Look at all the 50s, 55 even out of Wichita. and Denver. Here's the water vapor imagery. We look for the dark areas. That's the dry air, and you can see it from upstate New York all the way back into the Midwest. And that little bit of white, that's the moisture, so it's still leaving areas of the Carolinas. Great forecast for you, and it's going to get even better. A perfect 10 today with sunny skies and low humidity. Humidity has dropped like 10% already just this morning. It's going to really drop this afternoon. High pressure means sunshine. Another cold front gives us a chance of a shower late Thursday night, but then it gets even cooler back behind that system. 80 degrees for the high. The average high is 82. The average low now is 65, and look at these 50s. After that next cold front moves through Thursday night with a chance of a shower, Friday and Saturday, even Sunday, look at this, low 70s. That means upper 40s for the suburbs, almost jacket weather for the early morning run or jog. Looks pretty nice. Here's Amanda Bergen with the very latest with our on-time traffic. See if we have any problems out there. Good morning, Amanda.
Well, the forecast is no accident. Let's check in with Tom Sater right now.
All right, you're right about that, Michael. 64 degrees. Cold front moved through the area late yesterday. Dry air started to move in. The skies opened up. Beautiful night last night as far as the starry skies. 50s are found and not very far away. 59 at BWI. It's 55 at Dulles. Very nice. And it's going to be even cooler tomorrow morning. Now, rainfall amounts, even though you probably heard the thunder, it was loud and it came out of nowhere yesterday during the afternoon hours with that humidity building. We did hit 87, by the way. That rainfall was heavier to the east of the D.C. area, Prince George's, Anne Arundel County, down to St. Mary's, Charles County, too, into the eastern shore, but it's now offshore. And the cold front that moved through is really going to help deflect Hurricane Erin, which is just on the edge of your screen here. Here's some of the outer bands, and push it up toward the north away from us. So some good news there. Here's the cold front that moved through the area. Back behind this is a true cold front, the real McCoy here. Cool, dry air, and it's just the beginning, because we've got another cold front on the way that'll give us a round of rainfall on Thursday, most likely Thursday night. And then after that cold front, it gets even cooler. 74, the expected high right now for Friday, low 70s again on Saturday, still mostly sunny, just an extremely beautiful weekend. But we don't have to wait till that far to enjoy this. Look at this, a couple of very sunny days, and the humidity levels will be dropping. In fact, they're continuing to drop even as we speak. It's going to be one beautiful day, a perfect 10. Here's Amanda Bergen with the very latest with our on-time traffic. See how the roads are shaping up. Few sun delays out there.
Beautiful day, it looks like. Let's check in with Tom Sater.
Yeah, big difference from yesterday morning when it was very muggy. We hit 87 for the high. That was second straight day in a row. Unseasonably warm, but the cold front moved through. Probably heard the thunder.
Heard that thunder.
Yeah, a little lightning out there, too. Some good downpours. Not everyone received the rain yesterday. It was scattered, as we mentioned yesterday. But in a few cases, it did really come down. That was mainly east and southeast of the metro area. Here's the satellite and radar picture showing the rain that moved offshore thanks to the cold front. And that cold front, it's a true cold front. This day is going to be beautiful, and it takes a while, really, for the cool and dry air to move in. So tomorrow morning should be a couple degrees cooler, and the daytime highs will be even a few degrees cooler. All right, our numbers look like this. Clear skies, 80% humidity. That's dropped about 10% and will continue to fall, and then rapidly later on today. Just look for a sunny day today, a high of 80. That's a couple degrees cooler than average. Tonight, under clear skies, all will be quiet and tranquil. Beautiful. 60, that's downtown. That means, again, mid-50s in the suburbs. That's later on this evening. And then for tomorrow, a high of only 78. And we keep sunshine around. A perfect 10. Beautiful. And it gets even cooler as we look at Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. And well, that's with sunshine, too. So my day is done.
Okay.
All right. Tom, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right now, let's get an update on the weather. Tom.
Beautiful, beautiful weather. Big difference from yesterday, and it's going to remain this way for a while. In fact, it's going to get even better.
Okay.
Oh, I should mention.
See, by this time yesterday, my hair was already frizzy, so big difference in the humidity.
You know, I have to bring out the poof index. We used to have that, Michael.
Yes. I depend on that as well.
Yeah, okay. Hey, ragweed count yesterday is 20. Anything over 200 is considered high, but man, we are getting into that ragweed season. All right, weather headline. Next 3 days, quite comfortable. And it gets even cooler coming Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. This is fantastic, a great fall-like week for us. You know, many times in September, we're still, looking at the sultry summer conditions, those dog days. Well, that's not going to be the case. Much of the country is dry. They've had some rain south of Texas, a little bit north of the Montana border, a little bit in central Georgia into the Carolinas. That's still with the cold front that moved through our area. But really, this is nice. The only big problem around the country really would be southern Florida, still looking at some thunderstorm activity. So let's talk about what's happening here. We do have a hurricane that's just off the coast, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But here's the line that moved through the area yesterday. Right around, I guess about 12:30, 1 o'clock, we started to have some shower activity move in. And then around 3:34, the thunderstorm started to develop in a few locations. Most of the heavier rainfall was east and southeast of the metro area. And it's all offshore now. Very good news as the cold front has pushed offshore still. It's moving through the Norfolk area. But for the most part, here's a look at rainfall totals. Anything in green is generally about an inch. So you get to around, St. Mary's County and around Charles County, around Dorchester and down to Somerset. And so heavier rainfall. Oh, up to the north, too. In fact, just to the northeast of Baltimore, it was really coming down. I think that's where most of the severe lightning strikes were taking effect. All right, clear in the midsection of the country, in the Great Lakes. Cold front sweeping through the area. Look at this well-defined, impressive hurricane. It is Erin, and it's been getting dangerously close to the U.S. It's starting to make its movement north now. The cold front that moved through our area is going to help deflect Erin and move it into some of the shipping lanes of the northern Atlantic, where it will get into some cooler waters and start to break up just a little bit. It is affecting the U.S., the eastern coastline, in the form of some pretty large seas. Sea swells and surfs about 4 to 6 feet above average, some dangerous rip currents. So, keep that in mind. Watch the posted areas if you are planning to hit the beach in the days ahead, because it could be several days that we'll have these dangerous rip currents. A little bit of rain just around the Outer Banks, and as mentioned, Florida. That is it. Cold front has moved east of the D.C. area. Again, there's Erin moving off. A little cold front, not really going to do much for us, just kind of sweep across the north of us. But we are watching another system that has a reinforcing shot of cooler air that'll be with us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 67 degrees. We've warmed up 3 in the last hour. 55 in Pittsburgh, 56 in Cincinnati, 58 in St. Louis. It's going to get cooler tomorrow morning than it has been this morning. And I had temperatures we found of 54 around the Manassas area and 55 even around Dulles. So here comes the next cold front. Now this one may trigger a round of scattered shower activity late Thursday, more toward Thursday night. But back behind this, it's going to be cool and dry again. Average high temperature is 82. I'm going to go with 80 today. That means we'll be in the 70s throughout the day, and most of the country really looking at pretty good weather. Here's your highs for tomorrow. How about 78? That's right. It takes a while for the cool air to move in. Extremely low humidity levels, too. It's just going to be beautiful. And there's that slight chance of a shower late Thursday, then low to mid 70s Friday and Saturday. We're talking low to mid 50s for lows. That's downtown. That means in the suburbs, upper 40s. A little chilly during the weekend morning hours. All right, good looking forecast. Let's see how the traffic situation is shaping up. Here's Marna Wilton. Marna? All right, thank you, Marna. 67 degrees. We've warmed up 3 in the last hour, but it's still cooler than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was 75. Northwest wind at 9. They will remain out of the northwest and north throughout the day today and tomorrow. That means humidity level, look at this, 73%. It was up to about 88% early this morning, so that's going to continue to fall. Gorgeous weather today and for the next several days. Rain yesterday afternoon, now well offshore, just a little bit making its way off the Outer Banks. No rain today or tomorrow. Cloud cover, too, with that cold front is making its way offshore, too. So we're going to have just a beautiful day today. This is a real cold front, folks. That means it's a boundary line of the very cool, dry air, and it is going to make its way well offshore, help to push Hurricane Erin up to the north. It's not going to affect us at all, but high pressure. And this is just the beginning, because another cold front moves in Thursday night, could trigger a round of shower activity, but drops the temperatures even more. Just gorgeous for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Low 70s. The average high is 82. We're not going to have it for about the next 5 to 7 days. Michael, over.
All right.
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring you around, and we're going to go to a picture, a live picture from New York City. Apparently, a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. 8:52. We have limited information at this point. We don't know about injuries in the building or people on the ground, but obviously this has potential for being a major disaster here. Look at that picture.
Now remember, there's two World Trade Centers. What we're seeing there is the apparent impact of the plane. It would look to be on the upper 10 or so stories of this. I believe it's a 110-story building. The south, it looks like the south of the two towers there in the Wall Street area of New York City. It's incredible pictures right there.
Right, and we should point out, of course, that the World Trade Center was the target of that bombing several years ago. So this is an area that has had its share of problems. We don't know yet whether this was an accident, some sort of planned incident. We just want to show you this picture here, and we are trying to get some information about exactly what happened. We don't know what happened, but we are being told that a plane hit this building, the World Trade Center building. One of the, as you pointed out, there are obviously a couple of buildings in the complex.
And an enormous amount of damage there. On one of the two of the World Trade Centers, there is, of course, a restaurant, Windows on the World, which takes up the upper part of the building. I'm not sure whether it is this tower or the tower that's next to it, but you can see they're massive, and now we're starting to see, Lark, some flames coming from beneath, from right in the point of impact. You might also point out the other famous tall building in New York City, which is the Empire State Building, had a similar incident back in the 40s when a World War II era bomber crashed into that building. Here, apparently, perhaps the same thing. Now we're seeing some other pictures from lower Manhattan, the Wall Street area around the towers.
Right, and as you pointed out in the closer shot, you could see the flames there. Let's again, we listen to see what this woman is saying here for a second.
Inside. It was inside. Because it looked out, everything was coming out. All the windows were coming out, all the papers were coming out.
What is on the sidewalk?
I didn't see anything.
Were there any people hurt, do you know?
Ran, and everyone in the pass train just ran. I don't know if anyone was hurt, but I assume they were because the windows were all blown out.
All right, thank you.
Ollie, you would have to assume a very, very terrible situation if that indeed is the case, because I'm sure there were people.
So again, they were talking about the windows there of that building. We can see flames there, and we should point out right there are offices in that building. This is a very busy area there in New York City, many businesses. So this really is an incredible scene.
A very key observation there by the person who was making that speaking there to the local reporter, saying everything was coming out. And of course, obviously, at this stage of the game, we have described this as the possibility of some sort of aircraft crashing, and we see no evidence of it right there. And there is, of course, a lot of concern as to what may have happened, whether this could have been something natural, something planned, something criminal, or something accidental. We don't want to lead into any speculation right now, but no doubt those types of interviews will be coming in and very important to determining just what happened. But as you can also see there, Lark, relative to any sort of plane crash, it is a clear and looks like a pretty decent day there. We'll check in with Tom just a second, but Tom, doesn't look like there's any obstruction at all in the air over there in New York.
Right, it certainly would not appear. It looks a little gray, but not fog shrouding the top of the building, so that apparently would not have been a factor there. We're also told there may be some sort of a pad on top of the building, but of course there would probably be a helipad, right. not a place where a plane.
At one point they used to, well actually, yeah, there may have been help.
Let's listen in from some local coverage from WNYW.
It was like a plane that I board on to go, to, wow.
So this wasn't just a small Piper Cub or something that, that had gone the wrong way, and of course, we would, the weather, I take it, where you are is just about picture perfect.
Picture perfect, yes. It's very clear outside.
So there would be the suspicion then that anybody who would drive a plane smack into the middle of the World Trade Center would have done it on purpose.
It would seem that either that or they lost control, but I can't see something like that. I mean, it was like right into the building, so, you know, and it was coming low. You know, because if I were to see a plane that was going high, and all right, but this was coming low. It's very visible.
Can you see the streets below the World Trade Center?
No, I cannot, because I'm on Hudson Street.
You're on Hudson?
Yeah, I'm on Hudson Street in Franklin. So
now you say you were out there grabbing a smoke when it happened?
Right.
What did the other people do when they heard the noise?
Well, there was nobody. I'm up on the 14th floor.
Oh, you were on the 14th floor.
Yeah,
I see.
So I'm not street level. I was up on the 14th floor, and I was just like looking out, you know, just watching the scenery, and when I saw the plane.
All right, Rosa, thank you very much. Talking with eyewitness Rosa Cardona Rivera on the 14th floor of a building very close to the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. And once again, Dick Oliver was on the scene down at City Hall reporting to us. However, our transmitter is located on top of the World Trade Center building, so that apparently caused our picture from that remote to just go out on us. But once again, yes?
I was just saying, I can imagine what the people there must be going through, given what happened there a decade ago.
Yes, Dave?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if it indeed was a plane, the FAA or the control towers at one of the three major airports should have record of what's in the area. Sometimes they do vector planes around the southern tip of Manhattan. We might want to get a hold of Nick Gregory, who's a certified pilot and, again, flies through the area pretty regularly. Number two, even though planes typically are not that close to these buildings, with the possibility of anything from engine failure to hydraulic failure, you lose control of your ability to control aircraft. You can see right now probably police helicopters hovering right around the towers. But again, wind speeds at this point, not tremendous at all. Flying conditions near perfect.
And of course, they would have to, under ordinary circumstances, have filed some sort of a flight plan. If it were a plane that, and it apparently, according to the lady we spoke to, eyewitness just a few moments ago, she did see a plane go in there. Now, I'm told that it may be a twin-engine plane that simply smashed. It looks like it went head-on, smack into the World Trade Center building. One could only expect, given the weather conditions, given looking at that picture live right there, that it went smack inside the World Trade Center. And if that is the case, I'm afraid we've got a tragedy on our hands.
We've got something coming across the wire here, James, but actually it's nothing more than what you've already been reporting. Witnesses report hearing a huge explosion.
Yeah, well, we're looking at, there's no doubt there was a huge explosion and fire. Lots of black smoke coming from that building. Black smoke, again, would indicate that the fire is nowhere near under control. I expect they have sprinkler systems in there.
Jim?
Pretty much constant for 24 hours surrounding the events of 9/11.
But it's going to be heading north, so no effect for us.